What's going on, guys? Today, we're just going to go over some random bullish news and the overall sentiment of Kaspa right now. So, let's jump right on into it. All right, before we jump in, let's make sure everybody has a Tangem wallet. It's the most important thing you can possibly do if you're investing in crypto. Keep your funds off of the interwebs, in your own possession, in a safe place, in your home, where it's not hackable and it's not stealable. Sleep well at night knowing that your crypto is not going to be hacked. If you can afford to, get yourself 2 or 3 Tangem wallets. Diversify between the 3. Added layer of security there. That's what I do, and I sleep very well at night. Official link to the Tangem website down in the description below. Use code CATDADDY at checkout for 10% off of your purchase. Okay, first thing we're going to look at today is the hash rate, and we are almost at all-time highs. It's funny, this says 388.72 petahash was our all-time high. We're now down a little bit to 372, but if we come over here to Kaspa Enthusiasts X page, the maximum hash rate that they have here marked here is 417.82. So I don't know which one's correct. Maybe it's measured differently in certain platforms or whatever it is. Nonetheless, the hash rate keeps growing. That's a good sign because price always follows. Next thing I want to look at here is this little screenshot from Cas.fyi. Sending over 140 million Kaspa with a value of $18.3 million in just 0.68 seconds, just over a half a second, with transaction costs of 0.001, and that's with a proof of work mechanism. That's why Kaspa is so unique. Kaspa is the future of crypto. So that is pretty amazing that you can send that much money that quickly, that cheaply across the network and know that it's going to be safe as well while it's traveling. That right there is an example of why Kaspa, in my opinion, is going to be the mechanism for peer-to-peer payments and peer-to-peer transactions in the near future. Extremely bullish there. Next up here, I wanted to just show a screenshot here from YouTube, and obviously this is BitBoy. You say what you want about him, but he's one of the bigger YouTubers, and obviously his subscriber count is not nearly what it used to be because his old channel was taken from him based on, you know, what he says and all that good stuff, but he still gets a lot of views, a lot of followers. This was yesterday's live stream in the morning, and one of his points that he was talking about was Kaspa shines. So Kaspa shines during market dump, and I think the only reason why I'm showing this is just because it's a larger channel, and even he was aware of how strong Kaspa held up through that crash that we just had a few days ago. And I think that that says a lot that, you know, people who don't normally talk about Kaspa are even noticing how strong it's been as of late, and, you know, the potential of the project in general. So we'll move on from him, but I just thought it was relevant that he had mentioned it and created a topic on his live stream, putting Kaspa in a positive light. So lastly here, we have a tweet from Lucky Luciano, and he states that he's a Bitcoin OG since 2015, and he's not a Bitcoin maxi because I've seen a lot of other posts about him talking about other cryptocurrencies in his feed. I don't know what he owns and what he doesn't own, but he at least talks about other things. So the mention of Kaspa maybe isn't as, maybe doesn't hold as much weight as it would if all he did was talk about Bitcoin in his Twitter feed. But the importance here is that he has 2.2 million followers, and that's not chump change by any means. There's a lot of people that engage and look and probably trust in what he's saying on X and may follow suit, and, you know, maybe he influences, you know, people to do certain things. So he has a lot of influence when it comes to stuff like this. And his post here, I think this was yesterday or the day before, it says Cas has rapidly climbed to the 25th rank in just 2 years. As more people discover the potential of this project, there will be no surprise to see Kaspa to the top 10. With their continuous developments and joining hands with big brands, Kaspa is successfully making the bullish pattern over the months. If we can break out of this pattern with conviction, we could be looking at a significant move to the upside. At Kaspa Currency is a project with a strong team, a solid roadmap, and a growing community, so don't fade it. This is not financial advice, so make sure to do your own research. I think that's an excellent post, extremely positive towards Kaspa. And like I said before, the amount of followers this guy has and the amount of influence that he probably has with, at least a good percentage of those followers is nothing to bat an eye at. So I would imagine he turned some people who didn't even know about Kaspa onto Kaspa and at least doing their own research, if nothing else. So good news there. And I wanted to come back over to Kaspa Enthusiast for 1 second here, because Michael Sutton, who most of you guys probably know, but he is a developer with Kaspa, has tweeted, technology-wise, Kaspa seems to be approaching a boiling point. And when I first read that, I'm like, wait, what does that mean? Is that a bad thing? Luckily, somebody else had questioned in here, are you trying to scare us? And he says, as always, with a smiley face. And the next guy says, boiling point, in a good way, question mark? And he replies, overwhelmingly so, with a smiley face. So I don't know exactly what this means, but it sounds like in his mind that something, there's a boiling point that's about to be reached technology-wise that's going to, have some big effect in the industry. Is what I imagine that he's thinking. Maybe it's smart contracts, maybe it's something else, I have no idea. But I imagine in the near future we're going to hear about something. And Shai has also mentioned that, there's big companies, big corporations, big entities outside of the crypto space that he is in contact with that are wanting to work with Kaspa and that are in the process of implementing something partnership-wise with Kaspa. So there's a lot going on here, and he also says right down here, not really hinting, it's the vibes that I'm getting from the growing interest by technology people, the growing needs from ecosystem side, and the future architecture discussions. The multiple pending research projects and efforts, the numerous code contributions and coding discussions. So again, he's hinting on the fact, that the interest in Kaspa is growing, pretty fast and pretty drastically from people inside the tech crypto industry as well as outside of the crypto industry. So I just can't stress enough that I think that we are in by far the best project that you can buy in the crypto space for this bull run and post bull run, because I think that if there's any project that has staying power outside of Bitcoin and maybe Ethereum in the short term, I don't know about Ethereum in the long run, but Kaspa is that only project. You could argue Solana might as well, but they have a bunch of issues as well, and their blockchain goes down and their transactions fail a lot, and you have to keep trying and trying in order for them to get fulfilled and go through. So they have problems on their own. But besides those two, Bitcoin and Kaspa seems like it has the potential to have that staying power and become entrenched in the top 3 to 5 projects, long term, and sit there and stay there and be kind of crowned in that elite group of crypto projects. That's basically it that I wanted to talk about today, but there was a spaces on the, I don't know if they call it a spaces, but it was a meeting on the Kaspa Discord yesterday that I missed, but Shai was in there talking about native smart contracts, and there's no video or audio that has been out for us to show yet. And I've been asking in the Discord who is working on some audio or some video so that I can show you guys, what went on in that meeting. And it's apparently still in the works as far as getting it onto a video feed for the public to actually see. So as soon as that happens, I will definitely be letting you guys know and watching the whole thing and piecing out what I think is important as far as that interview and that meeting went, and showing you guys and bringing you up to date as far as, you know, the importance of the meeting that happened yesterday, and maybe, you know, important updates about native smart contracts as well. So remember to pack your bags before it's too late. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.